All right, here we are, Impact and Influence Radio, right here on Opera, and today's broadcast is brought to you by Blinds of Sacramento, Sacramento's complete solution window covering experts. Give them a call, 916-790-8689 or blindsofsacramento.com. Now, today, we've got a gentleman in here, Mr. Frank Verney, sent over to us, Alejandro Argueta. Did I get that right?
Yeah.
My grandpa's from Costa Rica. I've got just a little tiny bit of Hispanic in me. I had to really pull it out to get that out, man.
You did it well.
I did it okay?
You did it okay.
Did I have to roll the R?
I can't even roll my R's.
Argueta.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, what's funny is I'm married to a Russian, so, we speak Russian in our home, and when we go to family functions and so forth. And so the Hispanic just really gets pushed aside. And it's funny because I'll find myself like trying to, speak in Spanish, and I keep hitting Russian words. It's not working for me anymore, man. All right, so let's really get into this. We're going to be talking about your company, Baseball Therapy, and really dial into what this is. So before we really get into what it is, who are you? Who is Alejandro?
I'm born and raised here in California. Grew up in the Bay Area. Moved up to Carmichael about 4 years ago.
Okay.
I have 4 kids, and they're all in sports, and 3 of the boys are all in baseball. So obviously I joined the local Little League, and that's really, I found a passion with helping the community and providing opportunities to kids who may not have it. I dropped out of high school, and then I became a basically self-made entrepreneur.
Yeah, that's what we do.
So I help small businesses get going, business analysis, business plans, and this is what I'm really passionate about with my co-founder partner, Mark Morales.
Now, where are you from in the Bay?
I grew up in Berkeley.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I grew up in Richmond and Hayward.
Okay.
So we were all right there hanging out on Telegraph, huh?
I lived in Richmond for a little while. My father actually owned a restaurant on Durant off of Telegraph back in the day, right by Cal Berkeley.
Yeah. And so you an audio guy? Did you ever go to the sound mill there in Berkeley?
I did not.
No? Yeah, we used to spend a lot of time in Berkeley as a kid. My dad's an audio guy, so there used to be this really cool hi-fi shop, and yeah, I wish I was more into it back then than I am now, because all that old vintage stuff is so cool. I wish I took it in more. So apart from that, what do you do? What is your role, and what do you do, man?
So I work with Mark to create the coaching program. I do a lot of the social media, the marketing, but really talking to the community, getting the word out there, talking to our customers to see, are we priced right? Are the services there? We're really trying to make it affordable. Like I was saying earlier, to get rid of that pay-to-play mindset for private training.
Why are you so passionate about this? I mean, yes, your kids are in this, and baseball is America's pastime. But I mean, are you a baseball nut? My wife and I are both baseball people.
I'm not a baseball nut. I like baseball. I'm more of wanting to help the community. And when
you're a help the community nut.
That's what I am.
And then what's his name? Mark is the baseball nut.
Yeah, we call him Coach Mark. He's known as Coach Mark. He's one of the best coaches I've ever seen, especially for that age, 6 to 15, that age where they're just getting in, they love the sport. But he's also big about the community, and that's what attracted me to him as a partner.
And now you're also working with the Hispanic Chamber.
I am.
And so what's your role with these guys?
So like I said, I help businesses in general. I actually am the education director for the NHCA. It's a National Hispanic Construction Alliance. So we do joint events together, and I help teach small businesses how to integrate AI into their processes. And
then I think Frank had mentioned you're a general contractor.
Yeah, so another business that I'm helping is my cousin's. So it's Build with Argueta, and they do flips, hauling, landscaping. So obviously that was why we were at the event where I met Frank.
Now, so is business always been in your blood? I mean, you said your dad owned a restaurant. I mean, you're just through and through all business all the time.
Since second grade, I was selling now. I was going to 7-Eleven, buying now and later, selling them, under the table at school. Then, my family would go to Guatemala every year. And we, like I said, we had a shop on Telegraph, and at least back then, friendship bracelets were all the thing, and I could get them for like 2 cents. So instead of spending my $20 on the trip, I'd actually fill up a duffel bag with friendship bracelets and sell them on Telegraph for $1.
See, you were on the up and up. See, I was selling the pictures out of Playboy magazines.
Oh, there you go.
You buy a magazine
Right.
for $3 and make $50 off it. I mean,
Right? Yeah, I know. My candy business was doing good until one of my good friends told on me. I told the principal because I wouldn't give him free candy, and then I got in trouble for selling candy at school.
yeah. You know, kids are funny, man.
Yeah.
Did you ever read the Rich Dad Poor Dad?
I have.
When he was talking about making the nickels out of plaster, it's just so funny, man. Kids are hilarious, dude.
Yep.
They'll figure it out. And if it's you either have it or you don't. It's in your system or it's not in your system. That's great. When was your first business? I mean, when you were like, okay, I'm in. I'm actually running a business.
I mean, it was probably my friendship bracelet one. I mean, I was making like $50 a day in second grade, and I mean, I'm 46, so that back then that was a good amount of money. I bought too many Nintendo games.
That is amazing. You're kind of just I'm scratching everything off here. How long has this baseball therapy been a thing? How long have you guys been doing this?
We've been working together for about 18 months.
Okay.
We started in a backyard, business license for one kid, and then we moved into a smaller warehouse back in July where we were allowed access to have 6 kids. Being that Mark was already well known in the community, we got booked and ran out of room almost immediately. And so we have just acquired a new lease, which is the grand opening is May 17th at a 6,200 square foot facility.
Okay.
So
Where's that at?
It's in Carmichael.
Okay.
Yep.
And then where do you want to see this thing going? I mean, where do you want to get the city involved? We work with local politicians. We've got a lot of nonprofits that we work with. I mean, do you really want to grow this thing?
Yeah, I do. And so, obviously I'm working with the Carmichael Chamber of Commerce, the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, all the local little groups and the little leagues. One of the things, like I said, we want to get rid of that mantra of you got to pay to play for this kind of private training and access for all those kids who really love the sport and want to grow and learn. So I'm also starting a nonprofit. We're almost done with the paperwork. It'll be the Baseball Therapy Impact Foundation. And the mission is to provide scholarships and subsidies to these kids to get that same level of training that they normally couldn't afford. Yeah,
who was the player from the Dominican Republic that he made his baseball mitt out of a cardboard box?
Oh, I can't remember.
And I mean, he's one of the top players. I don't remember who the heck that was, but yeah, they showed video footage of him catching a baseball, and I mean, he's elite level, but he never had any money, so his baseball mitt was a piece of cardboard.
Right.
It's incredible. You want it.
Yeah, and a lot of these kids that I'm seeing at the Little League, at that age, they still have that dream. They believe they can do it, and I feel like it's really unfortunate that they don't have access to the tools. And I think part of that is, like I said, is being a high school dropout. I didn't have that access.
Yeah.
And so I think that's my connection to them.
Yeah. Mine was music, and so I grew up in a broken home and just all the nonsense. And broken home is an understatement. I mean, it was violence and every level of abuse you could think of. I mean, cops were always at the house, and Child Protective Services, the whole bit. And for me, my escape was music. And just as soon as I was able to get the hell out of there, I just went on the road and played music for like years.
Yeah, I moved out at 15, so I've been on my own since I was 15. So very similar background.
Yeah.
And part of why, like even right now, instead of putting chairs, we put picnic benches because we want kids to be able to come in and do their homework, keep their grades up.
Yeah.
We want to help provide tutoring along with the training.
Now, what types of clients are you guys looking for? Obviously, you're not looking for the rich kids, but obviously the rich kids are still welcome.
I mean, yeah, to us, this isn't about how wealthy you are or your class. It's, how much you love the sport. Do you want to learn? Like I said, we really want to be community based. So anyone in the community who wants to learn softball or baseball, because we do both, is welcome at Baseball Therapy.
What's the website for you guys?
It's baseballtherapy.com.
Baseballtherapy.com, 916-243-5169. 916-243-5169. Anything you want to add before we get out of here, bro?
No, this was great.
Hey, I want to thank you so much, and I want to thank everyone for listening. If your kids, you're Carmichael, but can kids come from Roseville and Rockland, El Dorado Hills, Elk
Everywhere,
Grove?
Rancho Cordova, we're right in that power triangle of all the sports.
And so, yeah, I mean, if you want to get your kids into baseball, this looks like a really great place to start. Baseballtherapy.com, 916-243-5169. Alejandro, thank you so much for being here. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.